Hello. I wonder if I could speak to Carl, please. I don't on me, no. Could I take this? Yeah. Perfect. All right, I'll give him a call. Thanks, bye. Right, so it was a short one. Sorry I didn't put it on loudspeaker, but I had no, it was probably just as well because I got a phone number, a mobile phone number for this person, and actually I have to call them direct, so that was just as well I didn't actually record it. Let's see what I can get. Here.
Hi, this is Carl. Please leave a message after the tone.
Right, now is when I'm just going to quickly pop over to social media and just check whether I know this person or not. Always good to... Right, let's just call him back. Hi, is that Carl?
Yes, I've had a missed call from you. Hi.
You have, hello. This is Shea. I don't know if you remember receiving any communication from me, but I am calling because I run a sales training company and I needed to speak to somebody there to see who I should be speaking to see if there's any prospect of us working together.
Right, so first of all, what's your name? My name's Carl, obviously.
Shea.
Oh, Shea, right, okay. So, sorry, you did say.
I
you
did.
say. Yeah, you did. Hi, Shea, right, okay. Right, you're speaking to the right man in me. You're
Perfect.
speaking to the right person. Well, it's yes, you're speaking to the right person, but...
That's the first hurdle.
Yeah, it is. But a few of us have just done a leadership and sales course.
Okay, perfect.
And we've completed that. And we were looking at, we discussed whether the wider team would be benefit of it. And basically we decided as a company at the moment, no, sorry. So it's a process we only discussed as a company probably 3 months ago.
Okay. So it's good that you do look at it then.
We do, but it was myself. I'm the sales director, and I have a fellow sales director as well. Mm-hmm. I run an office in Gloucester. My colleague runs an office in South Wales. Yeah. So it was us two, and then it was our business development guy as well. Then who did it? So it was 3 of us, and it was it was beneficial. But we decided against the wider group because we're so busy. It's virtually impossible to get everybody sat down in a room together at the same time because we're so busy and obviously we have we're on those sites a lot, so it's barely once a month that we get everybody together, which is this coming Friday actually for our monthly sales meeting.
And was your course bespoke?
It was a leadership and sales course. Was
it tailored?
It wasn't bespoke.
No.
It wasn't tailored to us as a construction company. No.
Okay.
It was a European funded course by Cardiff University.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was really good. It was really good. So we've completed that now. But obviously, with you saying that, you're telling me that your courses are tailored to certain companies, obviously.
Well, what I do is, I've been doing this for 25 years plus now, and what I do is I come in and understand your business first, and then look at what you actually want out of the training as an end result. And then we kind of work backwards from that target to what are the specific behaviors, etc., that we need to be looking at. That could be anything from negotiation through to maybe just simple preparation and data analysis on companies. prospects. So there's a wide range of things, and obviously when you try and put, you can't really get an off-the-shelf course that's going to fit in the same way. So,
no, I agree.
So I mean, I've spent years working with the likes of the Saint-Gobain group, for example, doing exactly that. And the success lies in the fact that it's totally role relevant, and then we spend a lot of time in making sure that it's transferred, and that the efforts aren't lost in that transfer process. So I'm very passionate about making sure that there's results at the end of it that are long term, not just for the first, buzz 2 weeks or a month or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And quite
Which
often,
is very often the case.
Yeah, well, this is it, and that's why I'm kind of thinking perhaps if the course you went on, because it's off the shelf, it could be that not all aspects of it were perfectly suited to the wider team.
So, well, it was as much leadership as sales as well, because we have teams underneath us. And then the leadership, the leadership side of the course needed to be less tailored, because leadership is leadership regardless of the business, really. The sales aspect, then that wasn't as focused on what we do as the leadership was, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And this is why I'm thinking, it might be, I mean, for me, regardless of where you are in that cycle of buying right now, because you're fairly local to me, I'm in Gloucester.
Okay.
I figured it might be good to sit down and have a chat with you, because obviously there is some interest there in training, but it's whether you get the right training and when you do it.
Well, my first protocol was going to say to you, Shea, was, have you got anything you could send me on email? Because I will be brutally honest with you, it's very, very unlikely the company will go ahead, regardless of the tailored service that you offer, only because it was discussed last quarter. So it was probably 3 months ago to the day on Friday that it was discussed, and it was, regardless of the course, whether it was tailored or what, it was a no. It was a no, and it's not so much the course itself. It's because we stretch the length of the country, and all our salespeople are literally all, like, we've got guys based in Kent, we've got guys based in London, we've got guys based in Mid Wales, South Wales, Bristol, Gloucester, Reading. It's once a month, and it's a real painful process getting everybody together once a month for our monthly sales meeting, just to go through figures and where we are. It's never worked outside of that, really, because we always get people dropping out because they got handover meetings, they got meetings regarding projects. So it's not so much the sales process that you offer, it's getting everybody together.
Okay. So in terms of the logistical challenges, I mean, again, that's something that I've had to work with most organisations, because there's very little training we do where the people are based in one region or in one area. It usually is, and in some cases internationally, we're talking about bringing people together internationally as well. It can be overcome. It's just a case of, I think in the end of the day, if there's going to be a return on that invested time, and obviously it's a financial investment as well when you're taking people off the field, I think if there is a known return, then it is very often worth it. The other side of the coin is the tailoring isn't just the content of the course. The tailoring does also involve, very much so, tailoring it to the logistical and operational side of the business, so that
of course.
So we don't disrupt too much. Which there's lots of different ways of approaching that kind of that challenge, if you like. It's not all is not lost in these things. I think in the end of the day, it's just worth exploring the options. If budget isn't the challenge, then everything else can literally be overcome. I think it's a case of a conversation.
Well, why don't you send me some info through, Shea? Because That's how it's gonna. I can take it to the rest of the guys,
yeah,
and I can chat through it. And I appreciate what you're saying. I still think it's a long shot, but I'm a salesman, and I will give anybody a chance if they come into me trying to sell something, because I'm a salesman as well. So why don't you send something across to me, and I will put it to the guys, and I've got a meeting with them on Friday,
okay,
and I'll have a read through what you're gonna say, and then I'll put it to the guys, and I'll say it. Well, I'll respond to you one way or another, whether it's good news or bad news, and I promise you I'll do that.
Okay, well look, that sounds great. I like your attitude to salespeople. It's always good to hear somebody who's the same.
Oh yeah, do you know what? I've got no qualifications. I absolutely was clueless in school, but I believe I'm a very good salesman, and because of that, I always like to give everybody a chance. Even when people knock on the door, I can't just say, look, I'm not interested. I have to give them the time to try and sell it, even if I'm not interested. I have to. I just think it's rude if you don't, you know.
Do you know, that's exactly what I do, and even on the phone, I'll just. I've written a book about cold calling. And because I am a published author, so
wow.
But look, I don't want to bore you with all of that, but I like what I'm hearing. All I can say is that we could probably get on really well based on what you just said to me. I'll send you an email with an outline. And are you on LinkedIn, Carl?
No, I'm not. The other thing, pretty much all of our business is either repeat business or recommendations. Our salespeople, as such, the word salesman or salesperson is the wrong analogy for them. Really, we're account managers.
Yeah.
We take an inquiry. We help cost that inquiry, we help sell it, and then we help deliver it with the project managers then. So it's an all-encompassing role. Sales is a small part of what we do as a team, you know.
Yeah, great. I mean, to me, that's what I would say is what professional selling is all about. I've actually just put a little message on LinkedIn about aggressive sales approaches that, you know, are really bad for the sales reputation. So I completely hear you.
My answer to your question is no LinkedIn, no nothing actually. If I only had time to look at any social media, I'd be a happy man. But there is no time for that in my life, unfortunately.
I love the passion.
Yeah.
So Carl, where am I sending this email then? Okay, I'm going to send you an email right now. I'll link in. I've just had the website revamped, so that's new.
Oh, I'll have a look at that as well, yeah.
And so if you can have a quick gander at that, but any questions, come back to me. When do you want me to chase up?
Yeah, I will do, and I as I say, I will get back to you, and I will put it to the guys on Friday, because we got a meeting with all the team on Friday, so it's good timing actually.
Okay, so what I'll do then is I'll leave you alone. I won't start stalking you till next week. How's that?
You're the only lady in my life that's ever stalked me. Don't worry about that.
Well then, it will be a pleasure.
Okay.
All right. Brilliant.
Yeah, lovely. Thanks so much for your call, Shea. Nice to speak to you. Thank you.
Likewise. Thanks for calling me back, Carl. Have a good rest of the day. Take care now.
Thanks. Bye now. Bye.
Okay, so good call. What we have is an opportunity through email. So what I've got here is, some people might be thinking, oh, but you didn't get an appointment. There is no point in my going and having a conversation with somebody unless there is actually it's going to go somewhere. Quite often, sometimes what happens, and I've seen this a lot with a lot of salespeople, is they're so eager to get that appointment that they don't establish whether that person is the key decision maker. Now, based on this phone call here, what I do know is Carl is not the key decision maker. He's one of them, but he's not the budget holder. There is obviously a board that he has to go to, and he has to take it to his fellow sales directors, of which I understand so far there's 2 others at least. which means it's got to be a joint decision. Now, I could go running off to a meeting with Carl. I could have pinned him down further, hammered him for a meeting. I could have gone for a meeting. What would have come of that meeting? I can tell you exactly what happens. I come away, I spend more time on a proposal. That proposal goes nowhere because Carl is not in charge of that decision alone. I have built no rapport with anybody else in that business. I've kind of overlooked the other people that might be involved and could be key influencers and possibly higher influencers in the chain of events. So that would then mean that I would send this proposal, which I'm going to spend time writing, and then I'm going to follow it up, which is more time spent on following it up. So what I'm trying to say is, don't think that I haven't got anywhere with this. I've got a long way with this. Where I've got to is, in my mind, I'm really happy with it, in that I know where I stand now with that company. I know quite a lot just from that short conversation. Let me list it. I know that he's not the only decision maker. I know he's got at least 2 other people who would have to make the decision. I know that they've already turned down sales training twice, in the last quarter. What I do know is from that conversation, it's not a budgetary restriction. It is very much, they're more worried about the logistics of running a course, so taking people off the field for a day. So that tells me that they don't often do this and they haven't done it before. Brilliant, because the impact of one training day could be quite an impact. It's already had an impact on the sales leaders. I also know that a more bespoke and more tailored course might be more favourable to them, and they've got to be able to see a return. They don't see enough of a return in a course that is based more on leadership than sales. I also know what kind of sales they are. They're more account managers and the consultative end of selling, as opposed to the hunter side. They are more the farmers, which is great again. So I've got really good insight into this business. For me now, on my spreadsheet here, I can put against this one that this one is a fully qualified one, which I'm really happy about. And I'm really, really keen about following it up. So right now I'm going to send an email, then I'm going to set myself a task on Outlook to chase it up next week, and I'll probably leave it to the middle of next week, so it gives him a couple of days to call me, but soon enough after so he doesn't forget. So there you go. That was a nice one. I like that. I'm just going to put you on pause so I can continue to write all of that onto an email, and then I'll come back and continue.